Okay, guys, I want to first thank your coach, Gabriel, for having me down here. My name is Phil Ross. I'm from the Winning Mindset, also known as, or formerly known as the Wrestling Mindset. I'll give you a little background on myself. I first walked in here, I felt like bowing. I ran a martial arts and fitness studio for over 33 years. And so it's pretty much in my blood, combat arts. I was a wrestling coach at Mahwah High School when they were good a number of years ago. I also coached at Northern Highlands and Don Bosco. I was a Division I wrestler myself a long time ago, like even before your coach was born, I think. So I've been around the sport for a long time. I've been in combat arts over 40 years. I'm also a college professor over at Bergen Community College. I teach at an online university as well. I'm very much into training, kettlebells, martial arts. I have black belts in 4 different styles. I've been a national champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing. So I've been around coaching the UFC, and I used to run a show out of Jersey City called the UCC Urban Combat Championships. Ran that for a number of years as well. So I love combat sports, and wrestling is my base, and that's where I come from. And so I love being here with wrestlers and working with you guys and helping you get to the next level. And I can't tell you how important mindset is. How important mindset is. Oh, guys, by the way, if you have a question, please feel free to jump in and ask it. Okay? So, the thing is that whenever you're in a situation, you want to be prepared. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So how are you prepared for adversity? Do you have a plan when things go wrong? Because things go wrong, right? And you know what? There's only one thing you can control. You can only control your reaction to things that happen, right? Somebody shoots on you, right? You can't control the fact that they shot. You can only control your reaction to it. So, you also want to remember one other thing, guys. No matter what happens, cooler heads prevail. Cooler heads prevail. Look, it's easy to get upset. I've been cheap shotted plenty of times. And if you lose your cool, you can lose the match. Maybe their plan worked, right? So, first thing we want to do is we want to talk about a reset. Does anybody know what a reset is? It's like, when something happens, I want to reset myself. I'm starting to get anxious, starting to get annoyed, starting to get pissed off, right? I want to punch this guy in the face or, stick my thumb in their eye, whatever the case may be, right? So you can't do that though. What's going to happen? You'll wind up losing. You're going to be on the losing end. So what is your reset? How are we going to do it? Are we going to take deep breaths, right? Are we going to shake our head? Are we going to slap our legs, slap our face, clap? Pick one or two. And you can review them with your coach as well. And pick what reset's going to work for you. I used to do a head nod, and those were my resets when things went bad. So you want to have a plan, and you may have a different plan for every type of situation, right? So we have bad call by the ref. How many people have been on the wrong end of a bad call by a referee? Right? Okay. How much does that get you mad? How much does that make you mad?
I got upset though.
Yeah, you get upset about it, right? So we have to get back in the match, so we get back out there, right? We got a job to do. We have a job to do. So what you have to do is get your head set again, right? Get reset. Have your cue. Have your reset button. Okay? Okay, so let's say you're coming out there. What's your plan if there's a big crowd? It's a very loud crowd. Maybe they're booing you. What do you have planned for that? Have any plan for that? Shut them out, right? One of the things I'd love to do is I would take that negative energy and I feed on it. Right? So that may be something you want to do. If you shut it out, whatever you're going to do, but have a plan because it may happen. You want to be prepared. I can't keep going back to that. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. You always want to have your plan and then execute it. What if you make a mistake? How many people made a mistake in a match? How many? Let me see. All right, good. Everyone here has made a mistake in a match. Now, you guys ever watch football? Okay. You know what they say? You have to have a short memory for a defensive back. Anybody play defensive back here? Okay, so coach ever tell you need to have a short memory? Yeah, what does that mean? You know what that means?
Forget about the past, basically. Just move on to the next play.
Yeah, because if you're dwelling on that, guess what's going to happen? They're coming at you again, and you'll get burned again. So, same thing here. Same thing with wrestling. You make a mistake, you can't dwell on the mistake. Yeah, sure, definitely don't do the same mistake again. Okay? Be conscious of it, but don't dwell on it because you're bound to make more mistakes. One mistake will breed into others if you dwell on it and you take it in. Okay, let's say the opponent does a really good move. Anybody ever have that happen? Opponent does a good move. Well, if you didn't have that happen, that means you're not wrestling anybody good. Okay? So the opponent does a good move. What do? You know what? You acknowledge it, smile, and get back there. Now it's your turn. It's your turn to get your good move off. It's all up here, guys, all up here. All right, let's say you're going out of bounds and the guy gives you a thumb in the neck or in the ribs, drives a knee into you, does a little dirty move, does a little shove, a little elbow. What are you gonna do? Turn around, crack him? Somebody pushes your head, you roll off the mat, smacks your head off the ground. Are you gonna come up and punch him? Or her, right? Are you? No. What you have to do is process that and score. Focus on it and score. Beat them where it counts. Beat them where it counts. Beat them on the mat. Anybody ever have an opponent stall on you? Okay. I want to hear from somebody. What do you do when somebody stalls on you?
When somebody stalls, I get more angry.
You get what?
I get more angry.
You get more angry, right? So then, okay, you get angry, you get mad. And what does that do for you?
It makes me either do really good or like just get exhausted more.
Yeah, so let's have a plan for that, right? Let's have a game plan, okay? This guy's stalling, what are we gonna do? We're gonna move in a circle, we're gonna push it, we're gonna stutter shot, we're gonna set him up so we can hit our shots. Okay, we're gonna work on our setups a little bit better, we're really gonna pick up the pace. Are you gonna make it so he can't stall? Okay, because if you get mad, you lose your cool and you waste your energy, again, that's what he wants. How's that gonna score points for you? You gotta make it so that you are in the driver's seat. Hey, anybody ever lost in here? Anybody ever wrestled bad? I mean, you know, we all do it. You can go from pinning a guy who was second in the state and then next week losing to a guy that you beat 10-1 a month before. Yeah, I know that was me. So it happens, right? It happens. How do we recover from that? What do we do? What do we do about that? Do we have a plan? Do you have a plan for that? When you lose, what do you do when you lose? Feel bad? You don't feel good about it, right? You rarely feel good about it. So now, when you step off the mat, right? What do? Throw your headgear? You what? Throw shoes? You throw the headgear, cost the team a point. Okay? So, how's that going to help you? It doesn't. Okay, what you want to ask yourself, especially if you had a poor performance, what did I do up to this performance? What did I do that caused my performance to be bad? Because what you want to do is you want to breed consistency in your performances, right? You want to be on a constant trajectory upwards. So when this occurs, when we do have a situation that goes south on us, we have to have a plan in place. That's something we're going to work with you on. Now, what does your coach say to you when you go on the mat? I know what I say to my guys. What's the first thing you say? You score first, right? You be first, right? You ever hear that? You be first, right? What if the other guy's first and you're down 2-0? What do you do then? You're down 2-0. What do you do? As I'm picking on you in the back. Try to get it back, right? Don't let it fluster you. Plenty of time in the match. There's plenty of time in the match. Stick with your game plan. You know, let's say you're going against somebody who is ranked, got a good record. Do you let that affect you? Sorry?
I wrestle the same.
You wrestle the same? Good. It's funny because when I went through my mindset training, you know, one of my coaches, you know, my corners, he would get mad. We'd be in a tournament, and I wouldn't watch the other guy who I was going to fight against next. And he used to get mad at me. I'm like, listen. Finally realized when he saw me doing pretty well, I said to him, in my mind, I'm going to do what I'm going to do no matter what. Because I know what I want to do. These are my moves. This is how I'm going to take this fight. This is how I'm going to perform. This is what I want to do. Whatever this guy does, if I'm thinking about his stuff so much, how am I going to be focused on what I'm doing? Right? So what we want to do is focus on what we do best. Don't get all hyped up with this guy was this, or this girl was that, or this one won this one beat this one. No. I know it's tough, and it's easier said than done. But again, that's some of the stuff that we can help you guys out with. Anybody ever been ahead and there's short time? So you're ahead by 1 or 2 points, right? So what do we do then? Do you have a plan for that? Do you have a plan in your mind for that when you're ahead? Well, you better in case it happens, right? So here we have all these different scenarios. Did I miss any scenarios, guys, that you think that that could occur? Or pretty much covered most of them. Okay. So what you want to ask yourself now is, what is my plan for these to happen? What do I have in mind? What are the steps that I've taken? What's the mental training that I have done to make myself prepared for these particular events that may happen in a match? So, again, just to recap, what you want to do is have that reset, right? So the takeaway from here is what, Ortley Beach? What's our takeaway?
Have a plan.
Yes, plan, right? What's another takeaway? Bloomfield High School, yes. Have a
good mindset.
have a mindset, right? Have a good positive mindset. What's another thing that we're going to go over with our coach at the purple shirt? Come up with a reset. Okay, come up with a reset. The physical cue will help stimulate the mental. Remember that the mind and the body work best together. You don't want to just be mind, you just don't want to be body, right? Your mind can't wrestle for you. And if you don't have the proper mindset, your body will not perform properly. So, what we want to make sure that we do is have that physical cue, whether it's a head nod, a clap, a slap, okay? Shake the hands. Just don't make it be any vulgar, signals, okay? It doesn't work good. So you want to have your physical cue that's going to help trigger the next stage for you mentally. Guys, it's all I know. So that's it, I'm done. Do you guys have, do you have any questions, comments on anything? You guys have a tournament coming up this weekend, right? How many guys are going to the tournament? How many all going? So have our plan, right? Let's have our plan. Let's think about it. Let's have a plan how we're going to execute. Okay? Have it here. Have it set. Go over it. Talk to your coach. have your reset. You don't have to go crazy with it. Have one or two of them. Okay? 3 at most. Take it from there. Okay? So if you guys sure you don't have any questions, anything I did or did not go over, or maybe something else, or you can have a question about my background if you want to know, like, you know, who's the coolest guys I hung out with in the UFC or something. You know, you can ask me any of those things. Or not? Okay. Yes.
Who were the coolest guys?
That I hung out? Okay. Actually, now you guys might know him. You know, Frank Shamrock. He's actually a good friend of mine. Frank and I did probably actually 7 seminars together. Yeah, we did seminars in Vegas, Atlantic City, New York. So he's such a cool guy. He's like mad cool. Definitely a good guy. Yes.
Did you fight in the UFC?
No. I did every single aspect of it, but I never did it. You have to remember, I'm going to be 60 years old in a couple months, so I was a little bit on the tail end of that.
Yeah.
But I was going to go in. You guys know John Jones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, his coach was at Bomb Squad, Ryan Ciotoli, from Ithaca, and I was Mike Macenzio's corner. Okay. And John Jones used to come down, blah, 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 blah. And so we're at the Naga. You're familiar with Naga Championship? So,
Yeah. I've seen her.
yeah. So I at 48, I wound up winning the Naga. I had 5 fights in one day, and I submitted a 25-year-old in the finals. And Ryan's like, dude, let's get your fight. I'm like, all right. So here I'm training. I'm going on 49 years old. I'm doing a full fight camp, right? Full fight camp, going crazy, training with these guys, getting ready. I wound up getting hit by one of the guys. I heard a snap, okay? An osteophyte hit my spinal cord. If you see my hand, I had no more thenar muscle. So I had to get 4 levels done on my neck. Yeah, that meant my fight. It was gone. I never got to do it. But I was gonna do something cool, go there. He said, we can make a lot of money, 49 years old, going into the octagon. I'm like, all right, let's go. And then, it didn't happen. So, it wasn't in the cards. But it was a cool story. But, anybody else? Any other questions? Anything?
What college?
I went to University of Maryland. Yeah. I wrestled 2 years in college. And then couldn't make 158 anymore. Yeah. Yes, sir.
How'd you do in high school?
High school? I did okay. My best thing I ever did was in, if that's what you're asking, my best thing I ever did was I took second in the Junior Olympics in Greco-Roman. My junior year, my senior year, I broke my thumb in the state. So I didn't make it. Didn't make it to the nationals that year. So. Cool. Anything else, guys? Yes?
Did you start wrestling?
When did I start wrestling? 9th grade. Yeah, we didn't have a junior program, so I established a junior program in my town. As a matter of fact, the mat at the high school has got my dad's name on it because he didn't know how to wrestle, but I did. And so we started a junior wrestling program in our town. Did you have a question? No. Okay.
In your high school you started this?
Yeah, because for my little brother, so we started a rec program. Yeah, I started in high school.
Oh.
Yeah. So I actually only had 3 years of wrestling because I, had the injury. So. But, and I'll tell you what, hey man, you know what? It's just you never give up, right? You never give up. Just keep plugging away. Things happen. Good, guys. You guys have been awesome. So if you don't mind, we get a little picture after this. We got to clap on 3 though. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. Make sure we get a nice score.